Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video we are doing another pattern option. Now in this video we are doing patterns from Simplicity 2016. Now once again, Joann's is having a pattern sale from August the 19th to August 25th. So this week I am just showing Simplicity patterns that you may be interested in. So before I get started, go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into these patterns. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into these patterns from 2016. Like all of the other pattern options that I have shown thus far, I start off with pre-spring, spring, summer, pre-fall, fall, and then end with winter. So let me not hold you up and go ahead and get into this pattern. The first one is Simplicity 8046. I picked it up because I like this little slouchy look of this dress right here. This is a knit only dress. So I like that about this pattern, and that's the reason why I picked it up, and I cannot wait to get a hold of some fabric that I can utilize this pattern for. But it's 8046. 8047. This has made its way around. I have seen this done so many times on different bloggers, websites. This is 8047. I got it for VB. I like the over bodice and the princess seam in this dress. This is an amazing fit dress. So once again, I will be doing view B when I get around to this pattern. 8048. This is a Project Runway pattern. I actually picked it up because I was looking for something basic. I actually like view A. I'm not sure if I would do that view or view B, but it's one of these views that I would do when I get around to this pattern. It's 8048. 8049. This is a 1960s vintage pattern. This pattern has no zippers, no buttons. It wraps and it drapes front to back. So this is the drape right here that they're referring to. I like this pattern, and I want to do view B when I get around to this pattern, and that's the view that I'm interested in doing. It's 8049. 8050. This is also another vintage pattern. It's 1940s vintage pattern. I like what the model is wearing, which is view B, and that's the view that I'm interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. It's 8050. 8051. Love the pattern. I love view A on the pattern, but I also like view B. I'm not sure which view I would do when I get around to this pattern, but it's 8051. 8052. So the reason why I bought this pattern is because I did like this view right here, which is view C. It's an easy to sew pattern. Would I make this pattern? Possibly. I would just jazz it up a little bit because the model is not doing this pattern any favors whatsoever. So I would have to jazz it up a little bit, but it's 8052. Now, one thing I do want to mention is when you're purchasing a pattern, I know now because I've been purchasing patterns and sewing for quite some time now, I would definitely go with the line art versus what the model is wearing on the front of the pattern. Reason being is because if you look at this pattern, you'll notice that the model have not done any good deeds to this pattern. So always go by your line art and in the back of the pattern as well. But once again, this is 8052. 8053. I picked this up because I like this little so-called crop version of a button-down shirt. I like that, but I also like view B as well. So I would do both of these views with some nice, you know, plain fabric and some printed fabric. I'm not sure yet, but this is 8053. 8054. I have not gotten around to this pattern yet. Don't know why. I love this little vest. I like view B on the pattern. But if you look at the line art, you would see this is a wonderful vest that, you know, you can do quick and easily. But once again, this is 8054. 8055. So this pattern is great for like, if you want to do like a dress and a coat. This would be a great pattern to do that for. It's not that many pieces. I would do both view A and C on this pattern, but this is 8055. 8056, I have done this pattern 3 times so far. I did this a few months ago when I did a gingham top with some black shorts as well. You can also see that on Facebook and on Instagram where I did this. I did the Bermuda shorts on this pattern. I also picked this pattern up 2 additional times. I will not be giving any of these patterns away simply because I have a friend who wants, you know, the pattern as, you know, want me to make one for them. So therefore, I'm not going to give this pattern away. But once again, this is 8056, and this is still in the pattern drawer at Joann's as well, if you're looking for that pattern. Next one is 8057. This is the easy to sew pattern. I like view A. I just haven't gotten around to this pattern. However, I'm looking at this pattern and it looks like with this front, which is the yoke, it reminds me of the long A-line skirt that I created back in May when I did Butterick 62, I think it was 6249, I think is the pattern number. When I did that skirt, it reminded me of that yoke area. So I can't wait to do the skirt, maybe something that I'll do towards the spring, summertime next year. But this is 8057. 8058, I love this. This is a knit one. You could do knit with it. I'm planning on making the entire suit. But, you know, this is something that's just been in my stash for a little while. I haven't really decided to make it, but it's 8058. 8059, I like the little duster. I like the pants and the top. This would be a quick and easy wardrobe if you're just trying to put like a vacation look together. This would be a pattern that you may want to think about doing. This is 8059. And the last one for the pre-spring is 8061. This is just a basic top. I mean, like literally, this is just a basic top that you could use to create a V-neck top, a scoop neck top, you know, a boxy top. You could do so many different versions of a top with this pattern, but it's 8061. All right, go ahead and move on to the spring patterns. This was a Project Runway Junior pattern that Mimi G appeared on with, like, I think it's for ages 10 to 14, I think. I'm not sure of the age requirement, but this was the junior version of Project Runway, and this pattern number is 1006. I love this dress. I plan on making it for one anniversary. That didn't happen when I hit my 15-year anniversary. This was the dress I wanted to make, but COVID happened. So I wasn't able to do that. So now what I'm planning on doing is making like a holiday dress or something like that for a special occasion or a wedding or something like that that I'm going to be going to, or a holiday event, some type of special occasion. I feel like pulling this out. This is Bridget, who was the winner of Project Runway Junior back in 2016, but this is the one that I want to do, and it's 1006. The next one is from spring 2016. It is 8085. This is a vintage pattern as well. I actually have 2 of this pattern. I remember getting one for my sister. So this is 1950s vintage. I want to do view A on the pattern and just have it nice and flowy and all that good stuff. And this is 8085. This is not up for grabs if you are. This is not up for grabs. So this pattern will not be one that I'm giving away. Next one is 8086. This is the Cynthia Rowley pattern. I like this view. It reminded me of the last one that I showed, which I think was 8048. It's pretty much the same pattern. But yeah, I just want to do that overlay bodice and all that good stuff and the skirt. And I think this would be amazing. It's 8086. 8089 is the easy to sew pattern. I have not done this pattern, but I am interested in view A for sure, and view C, that little peekaboo sleeve. I like that as well. That's the detail that I like. but this is 8089, and it's an easy to sew simplicity pattern. Next one is 8090. This is also an easy to sew pattern. I picked it up for view B, but then I thought about it on like view D as well. So these are the two views that I'm interested in when I get around to this pattern. It is 8090. Next one is 8092. I love these culottes. I haven't gotten around to doing those culottes yet, but I may do it in like a pant series or something like that. This is 8092, and I'm interested in view B. Next one is 8094. This is also a Project Runway pattern. I love this top with the slits on the side. I just have not pulled this pattern out. This is why I'm going through my stash, because there are so many patterns I could have done quickly this summer. This is being one of them, but this is 8094. All right, going ahead and moving over to the summer patterns. First one is 8024. This has made its way. It's basically an off-the-shoulder top made into a dress right here, and then just the top right there. Many sewers have done this pattern, but it's Simplicity 8124. And I have two of them. So if you are interested in one, let me know and I will be sure to send it to you. Next one is 8125. This is also a Project Runway pattern. I like all the views on the pattern, but I am really interested in view B as well as view D on the pattern. Those are the two views that I'm interested in. So when I get around to this pattern, those are one of the views that I will do for this pattern. Next one is 8127. I love this pattern, and I'm not one who would actually buy a pattern that's kind of like a costume pattern, but this view right here, view B, is one that interests me. So I'm looking at really doing this. If you want to collaborate and do this pattern with me, let me know, but this is 8127. 8139, I picked it up because I like this swimsuit and the top. So this, I don't actually think it's actually a bathing dress and a beach coat. I love it. I have fabric for it. I just did not get around to it yet. I wanted to sew this year, but you know, COVID, so I'm holding off until I can actually go to the beach and actually wear it. This is Simplicity 8139. 8127, I have done this pattern before. I did this in my wrap skirt. When I did the wrap skirt in that light blue yellow fabric, it was like a floral and polka dot fabric. I did this top with the skirt. This top is an easy top. You could have this top done in like 2.5 hours. That's cutting all the way to finish, seriously. But this is Simplicity 8128. Great, 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 great pattern. The next one is 8130. Sorry. 8130. This is a kind of like a bralette or a crop top, you could call it. This is an old vintage pattern. This is 8130. I love all the views, but I'm very much interested in view A. Next one is 8131. I like view C and view F on the pattern. That's these two views right here. So whenever I get around to the pattern, those two views are the views that I would be interested in doing. 8132. So I like the bralette. It's a bralette, and it's kind of like a dress. So what the pattern reads is a tank dress, a tunic, and a knit bralette. So I would actually, you know, I like view B and D. So view B is basically that drape right here. It's kind of like a high-low kind of. So that's the view I would be interested in doing when I get around to that pattern. Next one is 8133. This is a Learn to Sew pattern. It is learn the basic skills that you will need. This is a wrap skirt. I could see this skirt being made with just a regular boxy top, or you could actually use the spaghetti strap top, the camisole that I created already. So you can use one of those patterns to create a top to match with the skirt, but this is 8133. 8134 is also an easy to sew pattern. I love these pants. I have not gotten around to doing these pants yet, but this is Simplicity 8134. And the last one for the summer 2016 is 8137. I have been meaning to make this wrap dress forever, and it's still on my sewing list. My sewing list is growing, by the way. But this is Simplicity 8137. Now moving on to the pre-fall. The first one is a bridal collection. It's 8164. The reason why I picked it up is because I like view A and D. So view A is this view right here, which is kind of like the crop top or off the not off the shoulders. It's more like a halter. That's what it's called. Halter, peplum style, and then you have the slim skirt. So that's what I'm interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. It's 8164. Next one is 8166. Now for this pattern, I have 2 extra patterns for it. So both of them are size 14 to 22 on the 2 extra patterns that I have. I'm not sure why I have so many of these patterns, but if you are interested in grabbing one of these patterns, please let me know and I'll be more than happy to send it to you, because I am de-stashing, decluttering my pattern stash as well with all the extra patterns that I will no longer need or use. But I like the dress and I like the top. I would make this as a 3-piece set. So that's what the plans that I have, and this is a pre-fall pattern. It's 8166. 8168. So I picked it up because I like that color block. So I just seen it for the color block. I have not decided on when I'm going to do this, but this would be a quick and easy sew for sure. This is 8168. 8169, I do have a extra pattern. If you are interested in 8169, hit me up, let me know. So this one is up for grab. This is extra, extra small to extra, extra large. So it's kind of like one size fit all kind of. But I picked it up for view A. That's the view that I'm interested in doing. But yeah, it's 8169. The next one is 8170. I picked it up because I like pretty much every single view on this pattern. This is an easy to sew pattern as well. I have an extra copy if you are interested in picking up this pattern or no longer can find this pattern. Please make sure that this size pattern is 14 to 22. So that's the only caveat to doing this pattern. Just make sure that you're able to sew between the sizes of 14 and 22. But once again, this is 8170. 8175, I love this skirt. I just have not gotten around to doing the skirt. I'm interested in view B, and that's the view that I am interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. It's Simplicity 8175. Next one is 8176. I have done this pattern. I did this pattern when I did the gathered skirt doing the skirt series. So basically 8176 is the exact same pattern as 8211. Both of these are pre-fall patterns. Both of them were released the same day. So it's no different. All they did was change a little bit of, you know, the front of the cover, but it's the exact same instructions, the same exact pattern for sure. The only thing they did was print different numbers on the pattern, honestly, because I have done both and it's the exact same instructions and I inspected the pattern for that reason. But this is 8176, this is 8211, and both of these are pre-fall patterns. And the last one for pre-fall is 8178. Now I have plans on doing this one in the fall season. So I plan on doing the dress, the jumpsuit, and the jacket. So this is coming for my fall. I have already pulled out the additional pattern that I have. Now this one is not up for grab because I'm doing a jumpsuit for my sister as well. But I have pulled this from my stash in order to create this for the fall. And once again, this is 8178. All right, moving over to the fall. Speaking of fall, let's move over to the fall pattern. First one is 8212. I have an additional pattern. So if you are interested in 8212, let me know and I'll be more than happy to send it to you. But this is just basically some leggings, and that's the reason why I picked it up. Once again, it's 8212. 8213 is the Project Runway. I also have an additional copy of this one as well. I'm not sure why I have additional copies of patterns, but I think I picked it up because I did not want to cut one thing and then have to basically figure out, you know, a different pattern. So I picked up more than one, but I don't need that because I'm only cutting the dresses that I want to make. So I don't want to make every single view. I think 2 times on one pattern is great for me because I have so many patterns, but I picked this up for both view B and D. Those are the 2 views that I'm interested in. So basically, if you are interested in this pattern size is between 12 and 20. So just let me know if you are interested in that pattern. The pattern number is 8213. 8215. I love this pattern. I love what the model is wearing, which is view C. That's the view I'm interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. It's 8215. 8216. I love the Pussy Bowl style top. This is view C, and that's the view that I'm interested in. I'm also interested in possibly doing like a dress as well. I'm not sure if this is actually just a top or a dress. View B says a mini dress. I will extend it to make it knee length for myself for the fall if I decide to do this as a fall pattern, but it's 8216. 8217, love this pattern. Now, because it doesn't get really hot here like that, really cold here in Florida, it's hard to do coats for me. But I like view A on the this pattern, and that's the view I'm interested in doing. 8218. Now I do have an additional pattern of 8218. This is easy to sew patterns. The reason why I picked it up is because I like both view A and C, and that's the view that I'm interested in doing when I get around to the pattern. Once again, that pattern number is 8218. Next one is 8220. Now I do have a few of these patterns. I actually have 4 of these patterns. Don't ask why. So I'm only keeping 1, and I do have 3 patterns up for grabs. I have 1 in 6 to 14, and then I have 2 up for grab in 14 to 22. So if you are interested in any of these patterns, these 3 patterns, let me know. The first 3 people who wants it, I will be sure to send it to you free of charge. Just let me know. But the reason why I picked up the pattern is based off of what the model is wearing, which is view C, and that's the view I'm interested in doing. And the last one for fall is 8244. I love this. I put this pattern down twice. I wanted to make it, then I didn't have the fabric, then I picked it up again when I purchased the fabric, then I could not find the pattern. This is a gorgeous dress right here that I've been wanting to do. I'm going to actually put it on the top portion of my list for next year. This is 8244. This is a vintage dress. I need to do like a November series of like so vintage Vember. I think that would be amazing. But this is 8244. And moving on to the last stack of patterns, which are winter patterns. First one is 8250. Like I said, this is a vintage pattern. I love this skirt right here. That's what I'm planning on making when I get around to this pattern. It's 8250. Next one, 8253. This is a GIF pattern. Like most GIFs are easy. It's 3 main pattern pieces and you're good to go. This is an easy to sew pattern. Once again, it's 8253. 8254. This is a 1960s vintage pattern. Also another easy to sew pattern. This is what I'm interested in doing. You know, basically view A on the pattern. And yeah, this is 8254. 8255, another GIF pattern. This is a jumpsuit, easy to sew. It's 3 main pattern pieces. and you're good to go. This is view A that I'm interested in doing, and it's 8255. 8257, I picked it up for view A as kind of like a prom style dress. However, I like view D on the pattern, so for myself, I would make view D on this pattern, and it's 8257. 8258 is an amazing fit pattern. I like the inseam pocket detail. I like the princess seam detail on this pattern. I would do view C, but it has different body types. You have your curvy, your slim, and your average as well for this amazing fit. And once again, it's 8258. 8259. Now, I do have two of these patterns, but it's in different sizes for two different reasons. One for myself, one for someone else who wanted this pattern but no longer wants it. But I'm keeping it just in case she wants it at a later time. But I plan on doing view B. Now, my kids normally have like a back to school costume style, out of school, not back to school, out of school, where the parents dress up like teachers or students. And I think this one would be great and just basically become a teacher for a few hours, okay? This is view B. This is 8259. Love it, just have not gotten around to doing this pattern yet. Next one is 8260. The pattern number's right here, 8260. It's an easy to sew pattern. I picked it up because I like view A, B, and C on this pattern. So this is view A, view B, and view C. I love it. It looks like it would be a fairly easy sew. I would have to look at the directions in order to see, but yeah, this is 8260. 8262, which is the Leanne Marshall pattern, like I have said previously. Her patterns are always amazing, and I know she makes a lot of coats. I am interested in view A on this pattern, and view B, I'm not sure which one I would do, but this is 8262. 8263, I love this cape. I am interested in view B. That's the view that I'm interested in doing when I get around to this pattern. It's 8263. All right, so this one is 8264. I'm gonna open it up for you a little bit. I have a second one of these patterns. If you are interested in this one right here, it's 8264. This pattern size is 12 through 20. So the reason why I picked it up is because I would be more than happy to do a three-piece set with this pattern. I love all three views, A, B, and C, and that's what I'm interested in doing with this pattern. Once again, it's 8264. And the last pattern is 8265, which is a nice, gorgeous business wardrobe series pattern. Now, I know Crumpet Tea and Sewing, Tia from Crumpet Tea and Sewing, as well as Crystal from Crystal Sews and Stuff. They have done this pattern as, I think they did a sew-along for this pattern, if I'm not mistaken. I think I've seen that. But this is a great, easy winter/fall wardrobe that you could put in your closet. But this is 8265. And those are all the patterns in my stash from 2016. Well, there you have it. That's all the patterns that I have in my stash of Simplicities from 2016. So like, comment, and subscribe. Also, turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, keep sewing.